Rabbi Zmira. There was a great Talmid Chacham at the time of Tanoim named Rabbi Zmira. Very beautiful name. Zmira, like Zmiris. Holach ben Hore Ararat. He was walking in mountain terrain, Hore Ararat, maybe somewhere in Turkey. V'chada Ravi Imei. And there was an Arab walking along with him. And as the story goes on, the Arab showed him a place that's considered the Pesach of Gehenna. Now the Gemara discusses there were a few places in the world where a person can actually sense or notice things that are going on in the place after this world called Gehenna, where people receive punishment. The Zohar HaKodesh says that Rabbi Zmira came to that place and he had a perception of something that was going on to a Jewish soul who was yelling terribly, and he saw that the angels in Gehenna were pulling him even further down for a worse punishment. And then the Arab left and Rabbi Zmira fell asleep. He fell asleep in that place, and no more, no less, that actual neshama that he had perceived before came to him in a dream. So Rabbi Zmira said to him, "Who are you?" So he said, "I'll tell you, I'm a butcher that comes from this and this town in Gola Elyon from the north of Israel. And I have to tell you, Rebbe, I did all the sins in the book. I did every one. Didn't leave out anything." Okay, guess it makes a lot of sense for what he's going through right now. But Rabbi Zmira asked him, "What's your name?" He said, "I don't remember my name." As we have passed down, that once the neshamas go to such a place after this world, they don't have the merit of even remembering who they were. So said Rabbi Zmira, "Did you leave any children in the world?" So said this butcher, "Yeah, I have a young son." And Rabbi Zmira awoke. A short time afterwards, he traveled to this town in Gola Elyon. And as he came to the town, he saw a kid coming out, and he said, "Do you know a butcher in this town?" And the kid started saying, "Yeah, that butcher, he passed away a short while ago. Terrible person. Oh, he did this and this and this, such terrible things." And he started to curse the butcher for being such a terrible person. Said Rabbi Zmira, "Does he have any kids? Did he leave any child behind?" He said, Yeah, there's his son. He hangs out in the shachthoz. He's by the slaughterhouse, and he plays with the kids over there." So Rabbi Zmira went there, and he found this child of the butcher, and he took him under his wing, and he took him home, and he gave him better clothes, and he paid for a Melamed to teach him Torah. And the Melamed started with him Aleph Beis, and slowly to read Chumash until they completed the entire Chumash. And Rabbi Zmira saw that he gets it. The kid is good. He gets it. So he paid even more to the Melamed. He should teach him Mishnayos. He taught him all Mishnayos. He paid him to teach him Gemara. He taught him Gemara. He paid him to teach him Halachas. Until this child grew up to become one of the leading Talmidei Chacham of his whole generation. He says the Zohar HaKodesh that his name was Nachum HaPakuli. The name of this Tana was Nachum HaPakuli. Pakuli is from the word in the Aramaic, puk, means to take out. Because as he grew in Torah, he took out the neshama of his father from Gehenna. So the story in the Zohar HaKodesh finishes off that a while afterwards, that original neshama of the father came to Rabbi Zmira again in a dream. And this time he came to thank. And he said, "Rebbe, you don't know what you did for me. The day that my child started to say the first pasuk, they limited the punishments. It wasn't 3 times a day. They limited the punishments. When he started to read Kriya Shema, day and night, so then I didn't have to get punished 3 times a day. It was much less. And once he started to learn Chumash, then they stopped the punishments totally. Once he learned Mishnah, I was up to a place of respect. He learned Gemara, I went up even to a higher place of respect, until the day where he learned Halachas and he became called Rebbe. He got Smicha. Then they put my chair between the greatest tzaddikim in Gan Eden. The great tzaddikim in Gan Eden. Wow. He said, "Thank you, Rabbi Zmira, for doing this for my child and for me." So Rabbi said, I think there are many lessons to be learned from this story. But the lesson I want to bring out today that's so important in regard to the topic that we're discussing is the following. What is it that Rabbi Zmiroah gave to that child, Nachum, that he didn't have from anywhere else? Did he give him food to eat? No, he probably had food. Did he give him shelter? He probably had a place to sleep. He had his clothing of before. What did he give him exactly? And here's the vort. What Rabbi Zmiroah gave this child, that the child did not have before, is called validation. Validation. Validation means you are important. And that validation changed the life pattern of that child forever.